Hello, welcome back to True Score Gaming and another episode of SnowRunner Hard Mode. Since last episode, I spent a little bit of time scouting the Smithville Dam, visiting all the watchtowers, picking up all the tasks, and collecting the upgrades. I quickly discovered that everything wrong with Smithville Dam is the lack of fuel stations. More on that later, but first let's switch over to the Fleet Star. When we last left off, we were sitting on about $27,000 in cash. I can tell you that not a lot went wrong in this episode. On the contrary, a lot of things went right from a financial aspect. We start things off in Smithville Dam where we last left the Fleet Star. It was practically right on top of the area with the task Lost Bags, so I decided to start with that first. In hard mode, they highlight the area that has the cargo you need to complete a task, but they don't exactly point out the specific locations. It's still very easy to spot from the map. For this task, you just need to collect the 4 loads of cement and drop them off at Tim's house located nearby. With the crane and sideboard bed, the Fleet Star makes quick work of this task. And the best part about it is that the cargo you need for the very next task is in the same place to drop off the cement. The next task is called Repair the Truck, located here on the map. This just requires towing the service trailer from Tim's house down a little ways to a broken down GMC MH9500. I know I was low on fuel, but I was confident I could at least make the round trip between the broken down truck back to Tim's house. I would just have to use the scout truck to go and deliver half of its fuel in order for both vehicles to now make it to the gas station, but other than that, it was no trouble at all. I also decided it's a good idea to move the service trailer closer to the garage. I fuel up the Fleet Star, and right across from the gas station is another task that can be done with the scout truck. It's called Lost Trailer, and you just have to recover a scout trailer to the house across from the gas station. If you're low on cash, you can park it near the gas station to save some money by siphoning fuel out of it until it's empty, and then turning it in. But at this point I'm comfortable with the cash reserves I have built up to not have to do that on this map. It's an easy drive to the lake shore to pick up the trailer, and then back to drop it off. Speaking of fuel, I decided to head back into Black River and pick up the fuel tanker we had stored at the garage. Since Smithville Dam only has one fuel station on one side of the map, it's a good idea to bring it over so that we have an option for fuel on the other side of the map when the time comes. It's now time to recover the twin steer and Ford CLT 9000 that we left stranded near the quarry in last episode. I have about 180 liters of fuel after getting to the twin steer, so I transfer over half of my fuel, and that should be plenty to get it to the garage. It can make the drive on its own while I tow the Ford with the Fleet Star. The twin steer is a most welcome addition to the fleet, but filling it up will cost around $700. I also noticed something is graphically wrong with the Ford. Here's how it looks outside of the garage, and here's how it looks when it's in the garage. Let's get back to business. I load up 2 service spare parts and head back to Black River. There's a task right outside the gateway called Riverside Repair, and it calls for 2 service spare parts and 2 wooden planks. We can grab the wooden planks later on our way out of Black River. For now, we will just drop off the service spare parts and look for another nearby task. Stuck trailer just needs a tow back to the trailer park on the way into town. It sounds easier than it looks, because the swamp that it's stuck in will drain most of your fuel. After dropping off the trailer, I barely have just enough fuel to get into town and fuel up. The next two tasks will require back-to-back runs into town for metal beams. The rest of the materials have been gifted to us and can be found near the first task, which is called Fallen Power Line. Once you have the metal beams and you get near the task zone, you're guided to the trailer that has the concrete blocks that you need. You'll notice that there are 4 concrete blocks on the trailer, and the task only requires 2. But just a little bit further down the same road is the other task, Mountain Bridge, which requires the same materials we just used to clear this roadblock. So I'm just going to leave this trailer here for now, while I make a run back into town for another metal beam. On the way over to the Mountain Bridge, I get hung up on the utility pole with the ramp trailer. If this happens to you, just remember that you can activate the ramp to lower it, and just driving it in the down position will prevent future hangups. Now we can continue on and complete this task. And that's enough to get us to rank 7, and there's still a couple tasks in the area that we can complete. Steel River Supplies is a contract here in Black River, and we can pick up the nearby fuel trailer that we have been siphoning fuel from and get it over to the fuel station nearest the farm for now. Near the garage are 2 drowned trucks we can recover back to the farm, and they pay pretty well. The first one is called Drowned Heavy Truck, and this one is located in this area of the map. There are some deep pockets of water you want to avoid, which I was unfortunate enough to get into, and ended up damaging my engine again. I did so because I was trying to reach the other marker, which is for a separate task called Drainage. I gave up on it because you need a truck with a raised suspension to safely reach it. I'll eventually get to this task at some point. I got the Kodiak back to the gas station, and from here it's just a short drive to the farm and another task complete. Near the farm is another task called Drowned Highway Truck, and this one just takes a few minutes to complete. Just a simple recovery and easy cash and experience. I was halfway tempted to complete the contest, but didn't want to risk it with the damaged engine at night. So it's back to the gas station to pick up the fuel tanker and tow it back to the farm. We need to load up 2 consumables for the Steel River Supplies contract and head back to the town center. Once all this is dropped off, we just have to visit the lumber mill and bring over 2 loads of wooden planks to complete this contract. Before we head back to Smithville Dam, we need to drop off 2 more loads of wooden planks for the Riverside Repair task. That will be another task crossed off the list. Finally, here's a recap of all the tasks and contracts that were completed in this episode, as well as the net revenue after you factor in fuel cost. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe today if you're not yet a member so that you never miss a video. If you are a member, let me know how you're liking hard mode so far in the comments below. Hitting the like button and leaving a comment is a sure way to keep this series going. See you on the next adventure.